3, 2.
My name is Clinton Johns. I am a ex-Negro League baseball player for the 1970 Indianapolis Clowns, where my position was second base. And so I want to say that I have a story to tell, and I want the world to know my story. And the reason why I want the world to know my story is because my story is not about me. I want God to get the glory out of my story.
One of the most beautiful cities on earth can be found in the state of Texas. Houston is home to more than 6 million residents, landing itself as one of the world's largest melting pots with diverse culture. Houston has witnessed America's first countdown to explore space, breaking history, but also has experienced one of the greatest floods in the history of the human race.
Living in Houston, Texas, this is the worst that we ever had on record. You know, whole city's underwater.
Through these trials, we're bred champions. And history is still being made. Today we turn our attention to a very important piece of history that has been hidden right here in Houston.
So we're here in Pleasant. We arrived in Pleasantville. I was here, came here at probably 11 or 10 years old. I went to Phyllis Wheatley, and what really happened one night was Phyllis Wheatley and Jack Yates had a baseball game at the park here in the community. And when I saw the gold and Jack Yates colors and the purple and white, that sealed the deal. That was it. I knew I wanted to play baseball. And so that's how my future began as far as playing baseball in high school. When they call baseball the national pastime, why do they call it that? Because actually football wasn't that popular then. Baseball was. We go to different places and play throughout the state of Texas, and all different. Every city almost had their own what we call semi-pro team. And I remember going to different places to play with my uncle, and you'll read about it in my book, places like Arcola, Rocheron, LaPorte, Sunnyside, Texas, Dayton, which was one of my favorite places to play, just a number of places. And it was just so exciting to me. Legendary basketball coach, Jackie Carr, who probably won more state championships than any coach in the state of Texas. I remember him sitting down in my front room this particular time, promising my mom that I would get into Prairie View A&M University. And he came through with that for me. And that's where I played 1 year at Prairie View A&M University. And after I played at Prairie View A&M University, playing one night, and this is how it all began, but this particular night we were playing, and we had a good game going. And I think it was this guy that used to play for the Indianapolis Clowns. I want to say Danny Herrera, who used to pitch for the Chicago White Sox. I'm not sure. I have to do my history and my research on it. But anyway, he was pitching this particular night, whoever this guy was, and we roughed him up real good. I mean, we roughed him up real good. We hit him like we owned him. He come with a Cuban accent, and he say, "Hey, you guys, you don't need to play here. You don't need to play here. You need to play somewhere else. You're too good for this." And I said, "Okay." I said, "What?" And so he got us in touch with Indianapolis Clowns. And so we'd call and we talked to the Indianapolis Clowns. And so the next thing you know, we were reporting to Charlotte, North Carolina for the team. And so when we got to Charlotte, I will never forget, they had a diner that was there, and it served steak and eggs. And wow, that was my first introduction to kind of like steak and eggs and hash browns and grits to a very level to where that was almost our daily breakfast. And so when we first got there, we went to the hotel to get our meal ticket and check in and everything. So we went to this particular room, knocked on the door, and when we knocked on the door, Butch Herndon, who was a guy that played on the team with me, he opened the door. I said, "We're looking for the manager. My name is Clinton Johns, and this is Booker T. Eason, the other guy." And so he said, "Come on in." And so he said, "D-Row is right there." And so when we looked over there at D-Row, we couldn't see the bed. We saw the bed, but we didn't see him. And so Butch pulled the cover back, and there was a little old midget laying in the bed. D-Row Austin. He was the business manager at that time. So that was my beginning, and I tell you, it was just from that point on, the sky was the limit.
So what was it that you did that landed you in the Negro League?
What landed me in the Negro Leagues was, number one, my passion for the game. That's number one. Let's just be realistic. In anybody's life right now, you have to realize that passion is always indwelt there. And everybody have passion for everything, be it a carpenter, candlestick maker, or baker. Everybody has a passion for something. And here's the reason I think that is so, is because if you didn't have a passion for something, there are a lot of things that never would come to fruition. And so I just had a passion for this game, and I wanted to be the best at this game. And at my position at second base, I was known as one of the best. One of the best in the city of Houston. And everybody knew me for the glove that I had. And so I won't give you the story about my nickname, which was Gator, but we'll talk about that probably later on. And I want to tell you that right there, because there was a time in my life that I almost did not pursue baseball because of some things that were going on in my life in high school. But because of the brilliance, because of how I handled a baseball glove and could turn double plays and could really get after the ball, and my speed and my everything, it just qualified and super qualified me for where I needed to go.
Life after baseball. Can you tell us something about that?
Wow, life after baseball. Well, that's a very good question, and it's also a touchy question to me. It's also a question, every time I think about it, it's kind of near and dear to my heart, because I didn't go as far as I wanted to go, and I didn't stay as long as I wanted to stay, and as I knew I could stay. And I think it's just something that I'll have to deal with the rest of my life, that I only got a chance to play 1 year. And so I guess just some things that happened that caused me not to move further with management and what have you not. Come to find out later on, I had several offers from other teams, but because of some things that happened that I won't mention right now, it was just devastating for me. And so I come to find out that after baseball, there was still life. And the reason it was still life after baseball, because I didn't let the passion die. Number two is I saw giftedness in other kids that I wanted to come to fruition in them. And so I started coaching in my community, and I've been doing that, was doing that for 40 years. And the backdrop tells the story about what I did. The contributions are still there. I still have the fire. I still have a desire to see kids excel. And there's a lot more going on now with baseball. Not only is it my passion, but now it's become my ministry. Because we do now, in the coaching phase, we do coaching, life skills ministry as well. So all that come hand in hand together with the discipline part of it and with everything that this entails. So I'm excited about it. I'm truly excited about it, because this generation needs all the help that they can get. And I don't, as the coach say one time when you go on the field, and if you're any athlete at all, leave it all on the field, because I can't take nothing with me. So that's what I want to do now. I want to leave it on the field because I don't want to take any of this with me. It's not mine to take with me anyway. It's for you to leave here for you and everybody else.
There's a hero in my heart.